KKK and Aryan Brotherhoods has infatuated our places of business, and they're in the police business and so on and so forth. But I'm gonna send this letter to the same police and say, hey, can you give me an escort? I'm trying to stay safe from this KKK group. What? Y'all don't see what's going on? Y'all just letting them play in our face like this? A big hungry CC is live while he on stakeouts. He live on stakeouts. Yeah, I'm on a stakeout right now. Yeah, I'm inside this hotel lobby on a stakeout. I'm gonna show you my surroundings. Shut up! Y'all is playing with us. Y'all is playing right in our face. Yes, and by Monday I'll be in the UK. We're going all the way to the UK to unite these families back together. Beverly has helped us. She did remote viewing all the way from South Africa. Shout out to Beverly doing remote viewings from South Africa. Tell us some more, Beverly. What's going on? Well, I went and looked at Beyonce. She has a black. Shut up! Y'all got these people playing right in our face and helping them do it. Every day it's a new show. Well, we got Spiritual Saturday going on, where if you pay us a certain amount of money, we'll pull a card for you. Even though we don't know you and can't really tell nothing about you, we're just going to pull these random cards, tell you some good shit, and you're going to give us $11.99 to $20. All right, let's go. Let's get the first one up. Can we get 15.15? Someone send $15.15 to the Cash App or PayPal. We're going to pull a card for you right now. All right, go. Who did it? Who did it? Chuck Roxy. Chuck Roxy. Is that you, Chuck Roxy? Okay, I see you. First, I want to look at the Chuck and the Rock and the C. See, that says a lot to me right there when it's Chuck and it's Rock and it's C. That is a name that they picked just to be on the damn thing. That's not, that don't say nothing about the person that you damn near doing the. Y'all don't pay attention to this stuff. Why is y'all not paying attention to this stuff? It ain't got nothing to do with that person's real name or none of that shit. Oh, I see somebody sent a super chat. Oh, super chat. Yes. Who sent that? The Dirty Dozen? The dirt. Okay. The first I want to look at 666. Is it the 30 dozen 666? Yes, I want to look at the 6. See, that is mankind right there. That means that you are carbon, and carbon is made up of 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, 6 protons. That makes up carbon, and carbon is something that is mankind, and mankind is you. And I'm going to pull this card, and the card said Shania Twain. Shania Twain means that the lady of your life is looking over you right now and protecting you. Yes, that's what this Shania Twain card means. And as you can see, the lights just flickered in my house. That means something is definitely here with me right now. So I don't know how special you are, but you're very special because the lights don't just flicker in my house for no reason. Shut up! These people playing right in our face. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. This shit is not right. It's not right. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? This shit is not right. Y'all got to be careful with these variations of manipulation. We in the Aquarius sky now, okay? Earth is changing. We in the Aquarius sky now. You know, scientists right now are studying these different timelines that we could be headed into. They're studying it right now. So I need y'all to be very careful, very cautious, open up your eyes to these entities, right? And like I said, I've been teaching this stuff on TikTok for a while now, talking about this stuff on TikTok, teaching this stuff on TikTok, trying to get people to see and observe these different variations of entities and creatures that I call them creatures, but you can call them people. They're existing within inside of us, right? But they once a person let their self get taken over by so much of a level of water inside the vessel, they become what you see before you, right? These people are carnal minded. They have carnal desires. They don't, they don't, a carnal minded desire does not come with a level of uniting everybody or trying to be in a time of peace, right? They're gonna attack everybody that's more beautiful than them, and they're going to attack everybody that operate with love. They're going to attack everybody that looks like they're happy with their life, right? They're going to attack anybody who they think is better than them or think that they think is better than whatever it is. They're going to find a way to attack. That's all they're going to keep doing is finding a way. They're not trying to teach you how to be at peace. They don't like themselves. You think somebody that's been in a shoe closet for 14 years like they self? Think about that. If her parents raised her up and said, "We put you in this shoe closet because we love you," right? Then her idea of expression of love is putting people in a shoe closet. Do you get what I'm saying? So now her way of showing people that she loved them is to put other people in that shoe closet. Do you get what I'm saying? It's different. Before you ask somebody for their love, maybe you should understand how they love first. That might be what you need to understand first. How they love. Or your ass can wind up in a shoe closet for 14 years. I'm just saying, you gotta pay attention to this stuff. That girl been in that closet since 2011. Somebody put her in there and said it's because we love you since 2011. And now we in 2025 and she trying to put other people in the shoe closet, telling them it's because she loved them. No, that is not love. Okay? So we got to break these cycles. All right? We got to break these cycles. They got to be broken. All right? You got to be careful with these personas out here. Even if it is on the internet, you still got to be careful with these personas. Okay? You're going to get caught up in their mindset, and their mindset is not right. Just because they got right on the end of their name does not mean they right. Okay? They is not right. Even if it says right. That is word magic. That's a spell that's in the word. I don't care how many times you manipulate that shit. That's a spell that's in the word. I don't care how many times you say it's right. It's not right. Okay? Let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's dig a little bit deeper. If we was to go into the Lyran constellation, or what is considered to be the holy star, the house of, right? Then we get into these different variations of the constellations of Lyra, which is the seven sisters. The seven sisters, there was an eighth one, which was considered to be the sun, right? The seven sisters are now accepting the eighth back into the seven, which is the seven sisters accepting our son, which is considered the eighth son of that domain, right? This is where your King Arthur body build comes in. King Arthur and the Knights of the Rainbow Round Table was how to bring all four, all 12 of the lights that come from the world into the vessel. It was considered the Rainbow Round Table, so on and so forth. And this was a way of absorbing all of the light from the sun. Your body goes through a form of photosynthesis, but it's called solar synthesis. Photosynthesis is what plants go through. Solar synthesis is what your body goes through. Or you can go look up this book by this lady. It's called Photosynthesis, Melanation of the Flesh. So you can go look that up however you want to look at it. Do some study and do some learning for yourself, right? If you take this knowledge in just based off of what I'm saying, you might not get what it is that you're supposed to get, right? I can't get you what I'm supposed to get, because what I'm supposed to get is what I got, right? So when you look at the four corners that Isaiah said that he saw, this would be the four corners that he said he saw, right? And inside the center of this, where you see the three dots or the white dot in the center, that this would be the center of God, right? Everything else is firing off and moving around this, looking like a chariot, right? So all of these different particles is moving, because once you get into one dimension, it doesn't change the other dimensions. It doesn't stop the other dimensions from working. If you go into a 5D verse, or it doesn't stop the 3D from working. The 3D always going to be the 3D, 5D always going. Everything is still going to work. So you're still going to have to worry about third dimensional stuff or carnal minded stuff. It's just how this is. Everything is moving at the same time simultaneously, however you look at it. If we was to get into this, then we have to get into the black sun operation of intent, right? This is what people are manipulating, the operation of intent. Allegedly, supposedly, I don't want to get too deep, I don't want to go too far, but allegedly, supposedly, there is a dark sun, and that dark sun is operating on intentions, and then it's sending a signal to our real sun, and the real sun is sending back some type of program within the light that is affecting the brain. Allegedly, supposedly, allegedly, supposedly. Now, once again, these are just my intellectual properties, right? So bear with me, okay, as I give you guys a piece of my mind. All right. Allegedly, supposedly, okay, allegedly, supposedly, maybe, possibly, this could be happening with frequencies and so on and so forth, okay? Allegedly, supposedly, this is something that's taking place with frequencies and so on and so forth. Lady Latisha, what's going on with you? Appreciate you for stopping through. Love is love. Namaste. I say salutations. Salam. How's everything with you? Hope all is well. Got to put together that cooking show. I see. I see. So Zachariah Stitchens talks about the planet Anubaru. And the planet Anubaru is something that is written in Zachariah Stitchens. He goes back to the biblical text and connects it to the Bible through different variations of stories of the planet Anubaru, which is a planet that enters our solar system every so often. And as of last year or the year before last, I don't know, because time don't really exist. As of that time, the planet Anubaru is back in our solar system. The planet Anubaru is seeable, right? But what they're not telling you is that this planet that is called Anubaru is actually what they depicted to be the Trident. You see this trident formation, right? So you have these different variations: Phantom, Anubaru, Saturn, right? And Pluto, right? These formations of what they use is placed on a cube that is in the mindset of Earth, because you are Earth as a physical vessel, right? And this is Tara and Gaia. Tara and Gaia is connected to the light body that is around your physical body and the aura of what we're moving into. So 5D would be this Tara, this blue color that we're moving into. So we're moving into a 5D verse, however you want to look at it, which is saying that the aura of our planet, or the phantom, the uh, phantom, the photons is changing, however you want to do it, the rate of vibration is changing, so on and so forth. So when you get into these different variations of studies, understandings, learnings, whatever you want to call it, then one has to understand exactly what is, always was, and always will be. And that's these different things that is around thy physical body, that is also around thy planet, that is also known as the universe, that is outside of us, but is also inside of us, however you want to look at it. But you have to overcome a multitude of programs that is placed on the grid, and the grid is a network of electrons, or whatever you want to call it. Now, they play this game where they send personas like Jaguar Wright out there, and then she gets to play this whole game of, controlled chaos fuckery.
The net, Nibiru electrostatic transduction field, 1, was anchored into Earth using the NDC and Nibiru Crystal Temple network during the Luciferian Rebellion, 25,500 BC. By impinging scalar sonic pulses at the Earth's inner grid system, an interference pattern or electrostatic force field
Allegedly,
was created,
supposedly.
enshrouding the Earth. This net has the effect of buffering, stopping, incoming and outgoing signals, in particular to the higher dimensions, Guardian founder races ETs, etc., creating a kind of quarantine. It blankets the civilization, isolating it from its natural connections to its inner consciousness and spiritual levels, and this field system interfaces naturally with man's existence and constitutes a holographic insert.
Now, this is why you might ask, like, why is this very important? What is the knowledge in this? What's going on? So on and so forth. Well, for those who have actually been paying attention to this world, to this verse, if you have been watching different levels of heats and waters and changes that's going on with the different vibrational frequencies, you might have been looking at that what is it called, the seismotron, whatever it's called, these frequencies that's changing. You might have seen those things that are coming out of the Atlantic Ocean that are sending high vibrational waters all the way up to higher east coast parts of America, so on and so forth. So you're watching this change take place up under our planet, and you're watching the effects that is having with the upper level of our plane of existence, right? Something has changed within the inner earth that is showing an effect on the outer layer, which is us. It is affecting us, allegedly, supposedly. I'm not sure, but we'll know more as this new sun comes out, right? This new sun is about to appear in April, right? We'll know more, right? So we're looking forward to that because it's a time that's unknown to us according to the Mayans calendar, allegedly, supposedly, right? So we get into this understanding of Nephilim. And everybody, if you recognize that word should remind you of the children of old that was written in the biblical text, right? Nephilim, or AKA the children of old. This is the time before the flood. The Nephilim ruled the planet, right? Now, this has something to do with the Nubaru, and it has something to do with Zachariah Stitchens and the teachings of Zachariah Stitchens, right? So if we was to get into that, then we'll get into the pyramids, ET technology, so on and so forth, the planetary gates, chakra systems, and everything like that. But they probably don't want you to dig back into that type of level of information because it could alter your way of seeing this world, or I don't know, allegedly, supposedly, because I'm not sure about this, because all I do is just learn. Okay. Something that Meth Mouth Murph and them will never have the ability to teach you is different variations of oneself, right? They can't do this. They're not capable of this level of creation, okay? They are identity thieves. They steal what's already existing in this carnal world because they're carnal minded beasts, right? They are the beast that once was, that once will be. That's what they are. The book of Revelations prepared you for this. The book of Revelations told you about these entities that will reign on this earth, right? They are the unalive that are released back on this planet. They don't have a conscious. That's what makes them unalive because they lack a conscious thought. They only have unconscious thoughts. Does that make sense?
Since the Nephilim Wars, the Nibiru Anunnaki resistance and patriarchal Melchizedek factions decide to take over the inner earth and start aggressive campaigns to take over the earth territories 30,000 years ago. The Syrians warned them about the abuse of crystal technology in the earth core, and these groups continued to force massive power generators into the earth and crystal caverns. Several power generators exploded and ripped apart the surface continents of the earth, more powerful than the previous cataclysm at the time of the Lemurian Holocaust, killing many humans.
Now, this is talking about the Lumeria. It is said that Lumeria and Atlantis existed at the same time. Atlantis was in the Atlantic Ocean, and Lumeria was in the Pacific Ocean, however you want to look at this. And it says that the Hawaii Islands is what's left of Lumeria, or the land of Mu, right? That's what it said. I listen. I'm not don't quote, don't hold me to this. This is just something that I looked into, and you if you want to go study it, right? I'm not, one to argue history, okay? So it's saying that the Maui Islands, Hawaii, is what's left of Lumeria, and the energy of Lumeria still exists in that area, right? And if the waters are to peel back and reveal the continents that are up under it, then we will see that Lumeria exists up under Hawaii, and we will see that somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean, roughly around the Bermuda Triangle, or what is considered the Bermuda Triangle, because the islands touch part of what is, always was, and always will be, whatever the hell is up under that water, right? But that's neither here nor there. The Gulf of Mexico is very important when it comes to this current of water that is moving, right? They're telling you certain variations of water up underwater by telling you that there's now water that is seeping into the Pacific Ocean from up under the water. If you ever do a study on that, you can go find that out. They're telling you that water is leaking into the Pacific Ocean from up under the water. What? Water is leaking in from under the water. What's going on? Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. But nobody will really dig into that or look into that, right? These personas, such as Jaguar Wright, they want you to be within a fight with inside yourself. They don't want you to learn. They're not trying to teach you nothing new. They want you to think that you dumb, you slow, you don't know anything, right? But they really won't have no intellectual conversation with you. None of these people can come up and combat anything that I'm saying, because if we was to look this up further, they will see that I hold truth to what I'm saying. But they won't come up and say anything like that because their minds are not on the truth. Their minds are on informing people on what they want them to know, so therefore they can turn a blind eye to what they're really doing. Just like her son said, her secret is to try to control the narrative so people won't find out the truth of the matter of things. The truth of the matter is Jaguar Wright is a sick-minded person. He work with nasty people in order to do things that are nasty. They want the loosh. So therefore they want to put people in fear, because fear builds up a chemical inside the body that lets off a chemical inside the brain, and that's what reptilian entities feed off of, right? So they build you up for this fear, so that way this entity of darkness can take you, and the next thing you know, you're the one that's committing unaliving on yourself. That is deluge. They're building you up in your mind, so that way that demonic entity can come take you instead of taking them, because they have a life to pay. They'll rather it be yours than theirs. So they build up the feed, they build up the fear, they build up all of your badness. They make you think that you're no good, you're not worthy, you don't exist. And once you start thinking that you don't exist too much, guess what? You don't exist. Once you allow them to put this inside of you for too much and it builds up, you have that Biggie effect. At night I can't sleep, I toss and turn, right? You start feeling like that death is on you, right? That's what they're avoiding. That's what they're pushing onto you, right? The reason why I can tell you that Jaguar Wright exhibits all of these things is because uh, I did a late night interview, right? It was a midnight, it was a secret live. Yeah, yeah, it was a secret live. I did a secret live. And in that secret live, I had a secret conversation. I had an anonymous caller. That anonymous caller called in. It happened to be a very close source to Jaguar Wright. And I didn't believe it at first. I was like, I don't believe you. And the anonymous caller told me that, Jaguar Wright has a bunch of entities and demonic energies and stuff that's inside of her. And, they're tired of helping her hold this up. And they're tired of being a supporting system of this. And, they were just tired of being a part of the situation, holding up this whole mess of nastiness, you know. And I asked the caller, I was like, well, do you mind if I, you know, expose your name at least? Right. And the caller said, cool, you can go ahead and tell everybody about me. And I was like, okay, cool. So that caller was that damn black bra. That's what they wanted me to say. Damn black bra. That's what their full name is. Damn black bra. And that's who the caller was. They told me about all the nastiness they're holding for her. Um, so yeah, you can see these entities if you allow yourself to see them. They're very nasty. This is a time before the flood. These nasty things existed. This is going back to the 40-year mystery school of Christ. You know what I mean? These nasty things existed, Jezebel energy, so on and so forth. They existed way back when. They didn't change. They still follow the same laws of the secret, but this is the brotherhood of the snakes, the serpents, the nasties, right? She's never going to change that bra. All right, she's never going to change it. Okay, she's never going to change it. It's never going to change. So it's going to be forever. It's a forever bra. Okay. You got to remember, man, these people, these type of energies, they hold on to stuff until they can't hold on to it no more, man. That thing can get holes in it. They still gonna hold on to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like they not letting that go. All right, TikTok. So let me show you another picture. I want to introduce you to the Brotherhood of the Snakes. Okay. Secret Brotherhood of the Snakes. Okay. Got to be very careful with this knowledge that I'm giving you guys. Okay. Be very careful with this knowledge I'm giving you guys, okay? The Black Bra has snuck all of this information out of the Baphomet of the bosom of Jaguar Wright and has brought me all of this information and knowledge out of the Baphomet of the Black Bra of the bosom of Jaguar Wright. And it wanted to share all of this stuff with you to tell you about the different, stuff that it has to keep secret.
Thus, the Brotherhood of the Snake secretly and methodically infiltrated the Atlantean mystery schools and the great libraries in order to acquire all of the Law of One and human tribal knowledge for themselves, before intentionally confiscating the records that were in the possession of the Magi Grail kings, in their planned takeover of the Earth. Effectively, they were stealing knowledge crystals and meticulously copying over the Essene ancient written translations that contained the original Emerald Founder holographic records, in order to use that knowledge as a consciousness weapon against humanity. The goal was that the Thothian group behind the Brotherhood of the Snake would continually maintain control over how, what and when particular knowledge from the founder records would be disseminated to the masses and to slowly package it as a worldwide religious control mechanism. Essentially taking the founder records and weaponizing them into a fear-based narrative that would be enforced by threats or shaming by some externally created authority, hidden behind the religious or dogmatic structure. 2.
Now, does that not hold true to what Jaguar Wright do? I just want to ask y'all, for the people that's on YouTube, for the people that's on TikTok, you might not even know who Jaguar Wright is. But for the people that's on YouTube, does that hold do that hold secret not hold true to what Jaguar Wright do? That's the only thing she loyal to is this bra that gave me all of this information. The bra said it is tired of doing dark work. The black bra don't even want to be the black bra no more. The black bra asked me to turn it tan or something. The black bra said, can I go into the witness bra protection program or something? Can you turn me into a tan bra? She'll never find me again. The black bra said, bleach me, bruh. Bleach me. Oh man. Bleach me, bruh. Bleach me. Promise me after I tell you all of this stuff, you'll bleach me. Promise me you won't let her find me, not never again. I don't never want to support no bosoms like this ever. That bra said, I am not going down with her. Mm-mm. They said that bra said he already feel like he's between a rock and a hard place. Got me smushed between her stomach and her bosoms. Struggling between her stomach and the bosoms. That's why y'all don't want to play with an intellectual person like me. I'll expose the truth and I'll do it using you as an example because you are wicked. You are low vibrational. You know you don't even understand nothing of what you're trying to play on people. But let's talk about the mystery schools that you are not a part of since you said it's old magic. I want to teach you about this old magic that you're not a part of. I'm going to teach you, Jagala. I'm going to teach you about this old magic that you're not a part of. Okay? Yo, Black Bride done told me the secrets of the Baphomet. I know some stuff now. I know some stuff now.
During the timeline of Atlantean mystery schools, each of the 12 tribes held one of the 12 holographic discs containing specific spiritual knowledge about their tribe's affiliation and its related ascendancy information that connected
Allegedly.
into the complete records of the Earth as a genetic living library for the cosmos.
Allegedly, supposedly, each tribe held a disc, which was known as a crystal, which goes back to if you ever seen that movie Dark Crystal or whatever that movie was. It was telling you that they was using the crystal to feed their self, to keep their self going. Remember the vultures and stuff like that. So it's just saying that each tribe held a disc or the importance of a crystal that was an effect to the vessel, right? So each of them held the importance of one of the crystals that was an effect to the vessel, so on and so forth. But there was a 13th that held the knowledge of how to put the crystals together. Now, of course, they would take out the mystery 13 because why would they want that, right? They based off of greed, gluttony, lust, all these lower vibrational things. So they want you to be in this lower vibration. You get what I'm saying? The mystery wonders of the black bra informed me that the greatest trick of all of this was to make you think that all of this didn't exist. That's just what the black bra told me. The brazier said this, man, not me. Okay. The brazier said it, not me. I didn't say it. The brazier said it. Okay. And then the brazier, pointed me in the right direction of some deep stuff. And then I read and then I learned. And then, all the brazier said was get me away from her. That's it. The last thing that the brazier said to me was get me away from her. And I didn't, that was the last thing. I didn't hear nothing back from the brazier yet. So the brazier might be compromised. They might know that the brazier is working with me, and the brazier might be compromised right now. So you gotta be careful. No, I'm saying the brazier it might be compromised. The Jaguar kept on trying to figure out who was I working with, who was I working for. I'm just telling you that something is not right. I haven't heard from the brazier in a while now, and the brazier might be compromised. That's all I'm saying. I gotta go get some more coffee. Y'all listen to this.
Approximately 22,000 YA. Thoth led a militarized event which resulted in the Essene massacre, murdering the males and taking their sacred marriage female partners hostage for forced hybridization breeding on Nibiru. Thoth stole the CDT plate that was in their possession, and from this stolen work he wrote down the information that would later become the basis of the teachings of Hermeticism and the Emerald Tablet. Thus, in human hidden history, this is the trigger timeline event that changed the future of human evolution, informing the controlled beliefs and Luciferian elitism around Hermeticism, esoteric Kabbalah, mystery schools, and the secret societies. These secret societies were originally formed by the Luciferian Knights Templar and were ultimately designed to hide the ancient sacred knowledge of humanity's true origins from the common people, in order to route them into the guardrails of superstitions, ignorance, and organized religion. It was during the Essene massacre that Thoth was able to steal the holographic plate from the Magi Grail king of the 11th human tribe.
Man, the minds of these people is not right because Jaguar right tell you some shit like um just because he keep talking about my bra, I'ma wear it more now. You was gonna do that anyway. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit they'll say. That since he want to keep talking about it, I'ma wear it more now. Then you was gonna do that shit no matter what. You was gonna wear that shit more. Don't try to use somebody else as an excuse to be lazy because you was gonna do that shit anyway. You was gonna be lazy anyway. Don't try to use somebody else as an excuse for your laziness. You know, that's just the stuff that they do. You got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with it. You know, they'll trick you. They'll make it seem like you were supposed to motivate them to do nothing. Huh? Huh? How somebody else made you their motivation to do nothing? Well, you know what? You just motivated me not to change my bra. How about that? How about that? You just motivated me to wear this mother sucker more. Don't use me as an excuse to be lazy. Don't use me as an excuse to be late. You was lazy before I came along. You was lazy before I came along. You's a lazy mother sucker. That's what you is. That's what you is. I promise you that's what you is. Okay? So, yeah, you got to be careful with dealing with these different false lights, these different low vibrational entities. Okay? You you might not understand exactly what's happening in this world right now, right? That's probably why the biblical text said don't lean on your own understanding or understanding, right? Because you wasn't supposed to be under it to stand it, right? You can't stand under something, right? So you were supposed to have understanding, right? Is why I said it's in you, right? But you leaned on someone's understanding, and now you under something. You know, I don't hear a lot of people talk with their knowledge. I hear a lot of people say, "My pastor said." My pastor said. I'm asking you about you, and you telling me what your pastor said. You that the Bible didn't even tell you to lean on your pastor's words. The Bible didn't tell you that because the pastor wasn't supposed to lean on his understanding, right? The Bible told you not to, if the pastor was reading the Bible told the pastor not to lean on his own understanding. So, how was the pastor to go around and teach everybody else something that he wasn't supposed to lean on? If it said lean not on your own understanding, then how did the pastor go around having other people lean on an understanding that he wasn't supposed to lean on? That's why belief is an unknown system because it's a not knowing system. Now everybody running around in belief, wondering why nobody don't know nothing. Because y'all running around with a system that the definition of is unknown. It's an unknown system. The same thing as ignorance. The definition of ignorance is not knowing. So if the definition of ignorance is not knowing and the definition of belief is an unknown system, Then what the hell is y'all running around with? In ignorance. Come on now, put it together. One's in the chat. If that was that I need to clip that. I need to make that a clip. One's in the chat.
These are splits in the mother consciousness, and then again the daughter of the mother is the Sophia. So again this feminine principle, the mother of God, this aspect of her body, became compacted in the earth. The creatrix of her intelligence, as the mother, was taken advantage of, and this is a part of what the Dark Mother is. When we understand what has happened to this planet when they took the mother out of the core of this earth, from her existence. Again she has been replaced now and it's a part of bringing her back onto the
Allegedly,
earth.
supposedly.
That's the Sophianic correction. But when the mother was taken out of the earth, they replaced it with a Dark Mother. So, it's like saying everything has to have its opposite in order to manifest in creation. So the negative aliens agenda, the Orion group, the
Allegedly.
satanic energy is the false mother result of the Akamoth, the levels of these grotesque creations that were sort of generated out of this creatrix of the Akamoth body, that created all of this realm of lower spirit and again these grotesque type of creations, again, world womb world is so perfect. It really helps to describe it, in terms of feeling it.
See, and you could tell these dark, creatures. You could tell them by the way that they're forming right now. You could tell them by the way that they forming. Look at Wolf Coochie. He running around looking like a whole germ. He looked like a germ. And y'all telling me that something that I'm wrong. No, y'all gotta pay attention. Look at Jaguar looking like a Mucinex. One of them boogies off of Mucinex. Y'all got to pay attention to what y'all dealing with. These people show y'all that they have no control over their flesh. They show y'all that they greed, gluttony, lust. They show y'all what they are. Why y'all not looking at them and seeing what they are? You see that, hold on, wait a minute, something ain't right. Y'all won't speak on it though. I don't know why. I'll tell you about it. I'm gonna tell you about it right now. I'm gonna tell you who they following. This who they following right here.
Aleister Crowley, born Edward Alexander Crowley, October 12, 1875 to December 1, 1947, was an English occultist, ceremonial magician, poet, painter, novelist, and mountaineer. He founded the religion
See,
of Thelema,
he was
identifying
everything,
himself as the
just
prophet
like
entrusted
Jaguar
with
Wright.
guiding.
See that? You see how many accolades Crowley had? He wanted to be everything just like Jaguar Wright. A poet, a painter, a novelist, a mountaineer. Everything just like Jaguar. Birds of a feather flock together, right? Birds of a feather flock together, right? You got to pay attention to them. You got to pay attention to them.
Guiding humanity into the Aeon of Horus in the early 20th century. A prolific writer, he published widely over the course of his life. Born to a wealthy Plymouth Brethren family in Royal Leamington Spa, Warwickshire, Crowley rejected this fundamentalist Christian faith to pursue an interest in Western esotericism. He was educated at the University of Cambridge, where he focused his attentions.
Now, of course, Jaguar ain't getting none of that stuff. Okay, so we might as well skip that because she ain't never have none of that type of stuff.
Attentions
She just studied them.
are an unsuccessful attempt to climb Kanchenjunga and a visit to India and China. Crowley returned to Britain, where he attracted attention as a prolific author of poetry, novels, and occult literature.
That's
In
Jaguar. She
1907,
studied
he
this
and
stuff.
George Cecil Jones co-founded
She studied this stuff.
The Wickedest Man in the World and a Satanist.
That's Jaguar.
Crowley has remained a highly influential figure over Western esotericism and the counterculture, and continues to be considered a prophet in Thelema. In 2002, a BBC poll ranked him as the 73rd greatest Briton of all time. 8.
See,
Fallen Ruby Order, Eye of
see,
Sauron.
y'all don't find that odd? What is Alison Crowley doing on a BBC poll? There's no way Big Black Cock should be voting on Alison Crowley. You see what I'm saying? Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Huh? 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 And that's how they minds work. You got to be careful with these personas, man. Okay? Her son already told you that she was a succubus. Her son told you that she was a succubus.
Entities that siphon off creative energies. Primarily motivated to siphon energies from the sexual/creative energy center of the 2nd/sacral chakra. It manipulates the sensory function in the brain to a pleasure stimulus, and this is more of a type of sensation of sexual pleasure, if you will. It is felt in your sexual organs, not your heart space. They show up and create triangulation energies. It can feel like your partner is cheating on you as you sense some different sexual chemistry coming from somewhere else.
See? This is what she manipulatives. She manipulatives all of this stuff, right? And you can go back and listen to her live. She'll tell you that she manipulatives this stuff, right? She tell you that they're teaching about the creative energy. I ain't do nothing but teach people about the creative energy that's inside of them, right? That's what she's telling you. She's teaching you about hormones, sexual hormones, urges, all those things. That's the things that she say. You can go back to her live and watch it. You ain't even got to take my word for it. Go back to her live. She thinks she's supposed to teach people about this shit. Nobody wants you teaching our kids about this shit. Huh? Huh? The energy that lives inside your throat, Grace. We're going to teach the kids about the energy and frequency that lives inside your throat. Well, I don't want my kids to know about the energy or frequency that lives inside of Grace's throat. You don't you, you don't believe me? She said it. See? Watch. Listen. She said it. Watch. Listen. She said it, not me. I'm trying to get y'all to pay attention. Listen. Okay? I want y'all to listen.
Recordings to just, and Grace, I would love it if when we put together these new frequency tracks, I would love it if you could do readings with some of them that we create, and and maybe we can create something for your voice specifically, so when the children come to the channel for upliftment, they can go to a moment of grace with Grace and play your specific frequency tone. We're gonna have to find the right one for you. You're gonna have to call your uncle and ask him, you know, y'all figure that out. But I think we need to do that. And this way, when the children come and sit with you, they will be serenaded by the power of the frequency that lives inside your throat.
Oh, yay! I'm excited. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun. Children, you guys are going to have so much fun with all the magic that I can share with you all. Yay, I'm excited.
Oh, it's gonna be fabulous. And I think they're really waiting for it anyway. Because the truth is, they all do need grace.
Oh, well,
As my father said, grace is grace.
girl,
Send the money. Send the money. Grace is grace. Send the money.
don't do it.
Now, if she's a follower of Christ and she represents Christ, then if I'm not mistaken, Christ never said that. Christ said, give to Caesar, which is Caesar, and give to God, which is God's. But according to black magic, they're going to tell you whatever it is that they want, that you want to hear, right? They're going to tell you whatever it is that you want to hear, right? As they play right in your face. So she's playing right in your face and telling you different verses of things in order to get you to believe whatever it is that she wants you to believe. This is why on one day she can go in front of a group of black people and try to say Astaghfirullah, Assalamu alaikum, Rahman to Allah, and all of that stuff. And then she go in front of a group of white people and she say, I practice the Sabbath. I'm a keeper of the Sabbath, Saturday, this, that, and the third. And then she get around a bunch of witches and she say, I'm a witch, I'm a witch, I'm a witch. And then she get around a bunch of Christians and she say, I'm a follower of Yahweh. She's gonna tell you whatever you want to hear. It's a seductive spirit. It is a succubus.
The manipulation of consciousness technology and the world of forces for service to self and negative ego purposes without regard to the consent or consequence of others. There are many different levels of the propagation of black magic. Black magic is a form of Satanism. Until a person has knowledge of what black magic actually is and how it is perpetrated and represented in energy, that person is not protected from the effects of black magic. Knowledge protects, while ignorance harms. Some ways to define black magic. Practicing rituals based in service to self, crafts and methods for personal gain and profit at the expense of others. Sending curses, hexes and negative energy patterns to people with intent to harm, such as making them sick, ill or wishing them dead. Using deceptions, schemes and manipulation with intent to harm another. Practicing blood sacrifice or the killing of a living thing dedicated to ritual or cleansing. Practicing black arts for conjuring elementals and demons to work for the practitioner. Acquiring knowledge without tempering higher consciousness that results in succubus activities or the stealing of others' life force for use in selfish gain. The use of alien implants, inserts, or etheric weapons to assault and harass another.
She is a
Black
familiar.
magic used in sexual acts to conjure forces and bind the soul of the person through rape
All
or
of the
forced sodomy.
entities that you see Jaguar Wright using is considered to be a part of her legion, right? So that's why you see the same traits in Big Homie CC. That's why you see the same traits in Ronnie Bo. That's why you see the same traits in Madagascar. That's why you see all of these traits in all of her different personas, because they're all legions of the same demonic entity or energy. So all she did was take herself and basically she called on the energies of the other vessels around her that operate the same. That's where you get the satanic or cult like image from, right? It's not to say that they don't even know that they're performing like this. They don't even know that they're creating that beehive. They all know that they're a part of that vibration. They all know that they're a part of that energy, and they're all going to fight tooth and nail to stay within that energy or that rightfulness of that vibration. And that's why you just got to get away from them, because they're not going to change. The only thing that can happen is they change you, unless they run across a strong enough light that can actually change them. That's where personas like me come in. I'll rub off on them before they ever rub off on me, because I stand within the light of truth, knowledge. See, one must be very knowledgeable in this world in order to see through this ascension process. Some of them know that, but for the lower minions, they don't know that. You know what I mean? They don't know that. Grace will never cam up. Grace is another entity, another demonic vibrational frequency of Jaguar Right.
Sodomy. Any sexual act involving lack of any actions or behavior of which the Luciferian or satanic force is called upon, conjured or embodied. Any of these above may qualify a person practicing black magic to be called a black magician. Black magicians exist in the human realm and in every dimension. Many Christ light workers deal with astral plane black magicians, human and non-human, who consistently throw etheric weapons and curses and implants with intent to harm, from the astral or during the sleep state. This is why learning how to contact Crystal Star, focusing on prayer, meditation and Christic spiritual housekeeping is critical at this time of ascension.
Now,
Satanism.
this is where my pure intentions come from, right?
Satanism is based on the
Oh,
manipulation of
hold on
energy and
now.
consciousness.
Hold on, AI. We supposed to be working together here. You can't try to talk in the middle of me talking while I'm trying to talk and explain exactly what's going on to people. Okay? Now you pump your brakes. Hold your horses. Okay. All right. So when dealing with this, you have to take proper discernment into the ascension process of what is considered the new era, right? If we are back at the beginning, then things are starting back from how it began, right? Which is at the top. It begins at the top and then it goes to the bottom. This is the idea of becoming the head and not the tail. The tail would be Pisces, which is represented on the body as the feet. So Pisces is represented as a fish. Fish is reason why it's the sign of a fish is because in the time of Pisces was a time of belief where people had to believe, right? And then as you move into the Aquarius sky, which is the water bearer, also known or brings in the light bearer, right? Then this is be a time of knowing. You will hear more people say, I know, I know, I know, in this time than anything because we're not in a time of belief anymore, which is Pisces. We're in a time of knowing, which is also an alpha era, right? That's why anybody born in this time will be considered alpha. Are you getting what I'm putting down? One's in the chat. Hey, TikTok, y'all got to go over to Energy of Atlas 111 on YouTube or Ralph the Wise on YouTube. We have to switch to another TikTok page. So you got to go over to Energy of Atlas 111 or Ralph the Wise on YouTube. Love is love. Namaste. Ashe. Salutations. Shalom. We done let the numbers drop too low in here, so we have to move on. All right. Y'all have a great one. Yeah, see, TikTok don't be wanting to give me my kudos. You know, when I talk about this knowledge stuff, it brings in a little bit of people because they don't want to push me into the algorithm. So I found a way around it, which is to just manipulate the system and just push the vibration on several different pages. It's the smartest shit ever. Don't tell anybody the secret, okay? But when we get a big enough Discord, we're all going to multiply accounts and we're all going to grow substantially. Substantially. Okay? I'm going to teach you guys the secret of how to beat the algorithm on all of these platforms. And then when we got a big enough unit, we're going to create waves of positivity. Oh, we're going to be Cyber Nation. Whether they want us to be Cyber Nation or not, we're going to transform into Cyber Nation. Do you hear me? We're going to put this back together something beautifully. All right? You got to watch out for these negative entities, low vibrational energies. They everywhere. They is amongst us. They're amongst us. Do you hear me? They is amongst us. And let me drop the Discord for anybody that want to join the Discord. I know that we need a place that we can observe this stuff. We got to observe this stuff. That's why they trying to report the Discord because they like, damn, he's breaking that shit down to a bunch of people in the Discord. Report the Discord. Lie. Make up something about the Discord. You can't get Discord taken away, dumbass. Dumbasses. Dumbasses. All you're going to do is point people to my Discord. That's all you're going to do. But y'all make sure y'all boost the Discord up too. I'm going to tell y'all in Discord how to boost the Discord. We're going to have a meeting after this live in the AO. All right. So y'all make sure y'all look at the tab on the side, find the AO, right? If you're looking at Discord, you'll see it like this. You'll have a bunch of tabs on the side. So the AO is the first chat room, and then plug and play. If you play video games, you can play right in there, plug and play. And for the women, y'all have that room right there, which is the Bad Bees only room. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me make it a little bit bigger right there. So that's the Discord. So yeah, so welcome to the Discord. Come on over to the Discord. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't listen to them. Our Discord is awesome. They hating. They hating on the Discord because we sit in the Discord and watch them look asinine and redundant in real life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What's your name in the Discord? You might be somebody that we looked at as a spy. If you coming into the room and you got both your mic and you got your headset muted and your mic muted, that means you just in there coming to take pictures or see what's going on in the chat. You're not listening to the live or listening to nothing that's going on. If you got your headset muted and your mic muted, that means you're not even listening to the conversation. You're not even engaging with people. So that means you must be in there doing something else. And we got somebody in the Discord that's going back telling them that we watching stuff in the Discord. So that's weird. So yeah, so I'm being mindful of who in the Discord. I keep giving people chances because I keep talking to them, but they act like they don't know how to type back or say anything back. Y'all come in there, I'll be like, hey, who's this? Who are you? I don't want you to tell. I just want to see if you're a real person or if you one of them. Y'all know they got people in here they be sending people. That's why Murph think he know what's going on in our Discord.
Negative spirits,
I
as it
was
is
in
their
the
nature, will
Discord.
reveal themselves to behave in all ways that are parasitic, vampiric, manipulators, and thieves. They deceive and steal in order to cord, attach, and gain energy from their host or target.
All good.
Sometimes they cast curses, hexes, symbols to place a black magic vibration in their target in order to weaken their aura or to derail a person's purpose. Their ability to parasitize and control the minds, emotions, soul, or physical body of human beings is heavily dependent on whether their target is spiritually strong and developed, and how pure and energetically balanced their spiritual light body has been built to communicate with the higher self and God forces. A strong, balanced, and clear aura or neutral energy field is the ultimate protection from these dark force attacks. AI technology.
Now, of course, allegedly, supposedly, we're not going to get into the AI technology, right? But when you're looking at the planes, the astral plane is in the mind, right? And there's a fight going on the astral plane, whether we want to believe it or not, right? There's a fight going on the astral plane, and these personas that we see down here in the physical world, they are appearing as false lights, false, informants, as you would call them, right? They're acting like they're informing the people. They acting like they're doing this, doing that. This is why I say you got to bring your mind to a 0 point of time to be able to catch them in real time. You catch them in real time, right? This is why Jaguar Wright went from showing off her background to all of a sudden, I'm not going to show the background anymore, so on and so forth. This is lies. These are lies that she's telling you because she's getting exposed in real time. Okay. So when you start exposing these entities in real time, these are the things that they're going to perform in order to cover up the real notion of what they're going, right? She can't go after the kids and do all of that stuff with the kids and manipulate the minds of the people that's on spectrum because she's getting blocked off by paying attention to the small content creators such as myself. They got a whole plan, and I aim to expose that plan. If you're aiming after our kids and our fight is for our kids, and I'm going to fight tooth and nail to expose those who are aiming after our kids, and Jaguar Wright clearly is aiming after our kids. Why would we want somebody that talked to the adults the way that she talked to the adults to sell autistic based toys through a fake site, right? Through a fake page, right? So now you have these autistic based toys, fidget spinners, poppers, right? Why would Jaguar Wright sell that? You would think Jaguar Wright would sell something in Condom Kingdom before she starts selling toys, right? All she do is talk about lust. All she do is talk about what the industry is doing with their private parts. I mean, she's a dominatrix. She said she provided kids to these events. She literally said she provided kids to these events because she said she was in charge of bringing them in. That's what she said out her own mouth, off her own admittance. Now, Since y'all want to believe her, why are y'all not believing that part? I don't know, Candy Girl. We have to get both of the pages monetized first. I'm waiting to get more followers. I'm waiting for a response back. Due to a violation on Energy of Atlas, I gotta wait until like I don't know when. And then in Ralph the Wise, numbers are going up. And if I get like 150 more on Ralph the Wise, I can see if I can monetize that page. But patience is a virtue, and time doesn't exist. So we'll just see how it goes. I think both of my pages are going to revolve around knowledge and wisdom and giving a grander understanding of this verse. So I'm not sure. Um, I know that people like the whole, controversial, argumentative, debative, whatever we want to call it. But, we are multidimensional beings sharing a human experience. Who am I to separate myself? That's another form of division. So that's why you see me on multiple pages speaking of the same thing, because that is unity. In the mindset of it, it's like, why would I create another form of division in my mind? That creates division. That creates more division. So if we're going to speak about it, let's just speak about it, right? Let's just speak about it. Ain't that right, TikTok? Y'all tap the screen, TikTok, tap the screen. Y'all know we multidimensional beings sharing a human experience. For all my light seeds, star seeds, indigos, everything like that. Y'all know what's going on. Knowledge, wisdom, with a grander understanding of life. So you can understand what's going on. The world is one big stage. We're in it together, right? These are just my intellectual properties and how I think and how I view this world. I'm just sharing it with y'all so you can get a piece of my mind, right? People always say, why you don't let people get to know you? Well, hey, get to know me. Get to know me. This is how I decided to break it down to you guys how this world actually is. Using my computer and different variations of things that I have studied, I'm giving you a grander understanding of what is, always was, and always will be. Right? Let's just ride with it. Let's ride with it. It's gonna be laughter. It's gonna be fun, and we're gonna point out Jaguar Wright and all of her little entities and minions. We started this journey together, huh? Let's finish it. Is you with me? One's in the chat if you're with me. I know y'all with me on TikTok because what I'm saying, y'all been riding, watching the videos and stuff. But YouTube, and I'm trying to build y'all, I'm trying to bring y'all in. It's hard. It's hard when you're a fisher of men. I'm telling you, it's real hard when you're a fisher of men. And of course, the Cash App is at the bottom and the PayPal is at the bottom for anybody want to contribute. That's for the people that's on YouTube. For the people that's on TikTok, this page is the Energy Atlas page. Yeah, you probably have to go to the Discord or find a different route. I don't think I have anything attached to this page. Uh
There are three main orb bodies nested within each other that are built on a trinity of triangles that align in the central vertical channel as the new position for the third sphere, sixth sphere, ninth sphere, and then the personal Christ at the 12th sphere. These main energy spheres are located on the central column and are merged into a tri-wave neutral charge, or non-polarized energy centers.
Now, of course, the way that the computer tell you it gets you confused, right? It's talking about fears. You don't know what it's talking about, right? 369. It is the process of what they spoke of, the 369 process, right? But they left out the 12. So it's a 369 and then the personal Christ, which is the 12, right? So allegedly, supposedly, this is a breakdown of what was supposed to be understood so we can overstand exactly what's going on with thy personal self, right? and then you move into a higher variation of consciousness, which connects you to source, which is creation, so on and so forth. Now, your harmonic energy within inside your vessel also plays a factor with that, right? But they won't tell you this because you have personas like Jaguar Wright, who is an incubus or a succubus, or at least the physical image of what is known as a Jezebel, performing these acts of falsitries. This is why she comes with witnesses, right? The same form of what the Jezebel comes with in the biblical text. Her husband wanted some land, wanted to take over something. She said, "Don't worry about it," because she was tired of him pillow talking and complaining, right? So she went and, tricked the next door neighbor, and then she went to the judges and the courts at the time, and she said the next door neighbor did this, and the next thing you know, the husband had part of the next door neighbor's land. Am I lying? That's the same thing she is, a Jezebel. She came with her witnesses, her false witnesses, so on and so forth. You're watching this stuff play out in real time. You're just telling yourself it's not the same thing playing out in real time. Do you get what I'm saying? Who else is going to justify or try to justify Mary Magdalene and the position that she plays in the biblical text, instead of saying that it was just a falsity and she never was that of what they said she was? She was a wholesome woman who washed the feet of Jesus with her hair, and that's why she became who she was. But no, not Jaguar. Jaguar going to tell you that the prostitute was prostituting because she was spending the money on Jesus. That's what she said. That's what Jaguar said. I want y'all to just think about this stuff. I want y'all to really think about this stuff as you hear it. Oh, when something enters your kingdom, I want you to take spiritual discernment on it. When something hits your earlobes, I want you to really take spiritual discernment on what you're hearing, because right now you gonna have to have proper discernment in order to make it out of this ascension process. This ain't gonna be no easy ascension process for the earth, and by earth I mean your body, your vessel. You're gonna have to get up out of this, shake it off, you know. This method of madness is going to affect you whether you want it to or not. You got to protect your vibrational frequency of your life water by what you allow to come into your ears, especially in this new time. You can't just say, nah, just let them talk, let them talk. No, you can't say that no more. If it don't sit right with your life order, you got to exit that space.
Each of the
Come on now.
3-6-9-12 positions connect to a trinity in one built for the conscious identity, soul triad, oversoul triad, and the personal Christ respectively. The bass tones and the overtones that make up the left-hand female side and the right-hand male side of the eternal tree of life also exist, but the main areas of the eternal light or body are primarily directed in the male-female merge that occurs in the central vertical channel. It appears that the personal Christ may choose to run many different rainbow ray assortments through the main vertical channel into the orb body, but the current observation has been connected to transmission sourcing from the Aquilashia diamond heart rays from Andromeda. On either side of the capstone of the personal Christ is the Cosmic Mother Aquamarine Ray on the left and the Cosmic Father Emerald Ray on the right, uniting a trinity of triangles that surrounds the body with a shower of oceanic waves of aquamarine and emerald rays. Many loving waves of celebration for our Crystalla families for a
Now, of course, we wouldn't have an understanding for these rays, these colors, these the things that's coming in through the light, because certain variations of knowledge was taken or stripped from this plane. But if we knew all the colors that was coming in through the sun, through the light, then we'll have a grander understanding of what is always was. But that's not here. That's not here nor there when it comes to that, right? Because once you get into the soul of mankind and you start to view different things for what it is, then you'll start to realize like, okay, now now you start to see. Now you start to see these entities for what they are. You start to see them like, oh, okay, because their tongue is going to tell on them. Their tongue is going to tell on them every time. You watching it, you're watching it, but you're not actually having that, discernment. They throw the distractions out there. Get these likes up, get these likes up. These likes got to get up more. Y'all ain't doing a good job with these likes. Now you looking at your screen and you know dang on well you hit the like button already. You know what I mean? You can't do nothing more but hit the like that, you know what I mean? Because you already did it, right? You can't make the other people that's in the room hit the likes. But see, that's the trick. It's not that many people in the room that you think is in the room because she got bots. She got it set up to a laptop. Her and AP Technologies done hooked it up to a bot service. So now it ain't never gonna get to the likes that she really wanted at because it's bots in the room. So it's a trick of your mind. You sitting there thinking like, how can I get these lights up so she's using your intentions, your energy is being absorbed by that, right? It's a trick. It's all a trick. You sitting there throwing super chats. You sitting there throwing this, that, and the third. She trying to make you think she ain't paying attention to it. Yeah, I don't even look at the Cash App. I ain't look at the Cash App in what? What'd you say, Wolf? What'd you say, Kutcher? I ain't look at it in what, like 6 months? Yeah, I ain't look at the Cash App in like 6 months. And then Wolf Kutcher in the back talking about some, yeah, tell them to send an email if they sent the Cash App to confirm it. Tell them to send an email. So y'all still trying to get people emails, still trying to keep people attention on y'all, and you know damn well you paying attention to that Cash App. It's crazy how y'all are being bamboozled, hoodwinked. I can't believe it. I can't scream Amistad for you guys, man. You're gonna have to Amistad yourself. I can't Amistad for you, you know. You're gonna have to Amistad yourself. And this time, you know. But listen, I pay attention to Cash App, so the Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Throw $5 at me. Let me get a coffee on you. Let me, you know what I mean? Instead of going to that McDonald's meal, throw me a McDonald's $5 real quick. Throw me a $7.99 meal real quick. I don't know. I got some great things I want to build for the future as far as helping people. Got a couple of pieces of land I want to buy and help people. Like, come on, why are we not supporting the right stuff? Why are we not supporting the right people? Are we really going to bring these false idols back into an idolized position, even though they should not be idolized? Look at how nasty she talked to people. Go back and look at that live where they showed the picture of Lizzo and she just body shamed the hell out of her. Y'all really think that this is going to bring out something better? No, these are monsters. Monsters supporting monsters. When you support something, when you give your currency to something, your intention, because that's what we operating on, intent right now, right? So when you give your intent to something, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Y'all are paying attention and she got y'all, in a confused state, going from this platform to that platform. You playing a whole game of guess who? Can you guess who? You jumping from what platform was she on this thing? You can go watch this one, go watch that one. She coming back, I was here last night. Go over there and watch. Yep, you gotta go over there and see what I said. I was here last night. Yep, you gotta go. And you jumping around trying to keep up with Jaguar, right? She treating the internet just like she treat her real life. She ain't got stability. Where I'm gonna be at, I don't know. And the DeSoto, the police department don't want to drop the charges. You know why they don't want to drop the charges? Because they know as soon as they drop the charges, I'm gonna sue them. Shut up. Oh, minor confusion ass. You know why DeSoto don't want to drop the charges? Because the moment they drop the charges, I'm gonna sue them for $50 million. Well, then you know those charges still exist. You know, you know they ain't dropping the charges. Then yo, I'm gonna I'm gonna sue them for making a black woman pee on herself. Yo, yo ass, they, gon- they gonna put your ass back in that straight jacket. They gonna put your ass back in that straight jacket. They, they gonna get your
The
ass.
cosmic spiritual sun is the spiritual sun behind the sun. 7 sacred suns. The sun hides an etheric planet, orb, which is an entrance leading to the cosmic spiritual sun, which holds within itself the first principle of the emanation of the Father's eternal light, the solar king in his 7 sacred suns. The Holy Father principle within the cosmic spiritual sun is what gives light to all things in the universe. The awakening Holy Father is heralding the reappearance of the cosmic Christos principle in our solar system. They were beyond our reach in previous timelines because of a ring pass not around our solar system from the Earth coordinate. Now is the time they return to activity with the Earth plane and humanity. The release of the solar cross, the ring pass knot, is tantamount to the related initiation of the planetary logos and the positive future evolution of collective humanity.
Now, I know a lot of y'all are sitting here like, what is all of this explaining? It's a story that repeated over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? So, since you guys know some of the stories, but don't really know where they came from, since you guys know some of this stuff, but don't really know how to connect it, we're going to spend some time connecting things, okay? Putting them together. For instance, when the story of Christmas came about, right, it was a story of how the vessel, which is considered to be the tree, right? Your body is the tree, right? The balls that was represented on the tree was a representation of the chakra systems that exist within inside the tree, which is you, right? The ground of the earth of which you're grounded to was, of course, the earth, right? That's why you are considered to be the tree, right? The dirt from which you came, right? And then there were 7 main things of the body, which is considered the 7 sons or the 7 sacral sisters of the body. But the 8th one, which is the star seed or the star cell or the spirit chakra, that is considered to be a couple of inches above the head, right? This was considered to be the 8th son, which was Christ. And this is why when you put the star on the tree, the good person in the house gets to put the star on the tree, meaning that this person was practicing good thoughts, good deeds, good actions, right? Somewhere along the line, that got manipulated with the pagan idea of lust, which considered Krampus and what they consider to be Saturnalia, but we can't talk about that, but you can go look into it, right? So, however you look at this, these things was taken out of translation, taken out of understanding, taken out of understanding, and put in a conundrum of mishaps and whatchamajiggers. And now we sit and we try to figure out what is, always was, and always will be, right? So that is considered to be these 7 vessels, 7 bodies, 7 things inside the vessel. You know the chakra systems, the root chakra, right? Your solar plex chakra, right? Your sacral chakra. These are the 3 lower ones, not particularly in that order because it's the root, the sacral, and then the solar plex if we're putting it in order, right? one representing red, one representing orange, one representing yellow, right? Now, if you get into colorology, you'll realize these colors are manipulated all around us too. It's a reason why McDonald's use yellow and red as colors in order to what? First, drive you to get there with the will. That's your sacral chakra. I mean, your solar plex chakra. And then red is a hunger color, so it puts you in hunger, right? So these are things that's being manipulated, but one won't tell you these things. These personas that you're following won't tell you these things. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Pay attention. Appreciate you putting that in there for people who don't see it. That's the Cash App right there. You know, if one wanted to donate to the journey. But if you're looking at this, then you're not looking at colorology. They got, numberology. They got all these different ologies, but you know, the only ologies you're talking about is the flu and cold symptoms. You know, you get what I mean? And then when you get into these higher realms, 5D, then you get into the green, the blues, and the purples. These are the other chakra systems of the vessel, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, right? So you get into these other higher realms of the vessel, right? This is all part of your Kundalini awakening. This is all part of your Akashic records. People always ask about these variations of knowledge and stuff like that. But then when you're actually explaining it to them and you're trying to give them the knowledge of it, you know what they say? Oh man, that's too deep for me. Well, how the hell am I going to help you put the fragments back together if you keep saying the fragments is too deep for you? So, you know, all you could do is put it out there and hope they get what's going on. That's all you could really do. At some point, you can put the knowledge out there and just hope they get what's going on. But you're not going to, everybody's not going to really take into consideration exactly what they need to take into consideration. Um, and then there's portals, the portals that are up under your feet, the portals that are in your hands, right? There's a reason why your feet and your hands are actually a different material than what your skin is, right? There's a reason why, right? Your skin is reflecting a lot of the color or whatever, especially when you put clothes on and stuff like that, right? But your feet and your hands, they're very absorbent, right? They're very absorbent. Um, this is why, if any masseuse would tell you, they tell you that they massage different parts of your feet and different parts of your hand because it has a correct connection to the brain, right? If you massage somebody's big toe, they have sensations in different variation parts of the brain. If you massage somebody's hands, it has different feelings towards different parts of the brain. Each one is a different part of each side of the brain. uh, then you have the grounding mechanism that comes with grounding to the earth, right? Gaia, Earth's consciousness, right? So when you're grounding and stuff like that, you would want these different things to absorb and pull. Actually, the earth is more so pulling a lot of the negative. This is where censorship really should come from, because it is like allowing Gaia to know that, hey, I'm here. It's like returning back to your mother, letting her know that you're here when you do your grounding and stuff like that, so she can have a censorship of the people, right? We lost that. We lost that connection. We no longer do it, right? And they're going to tell you that it's blasphemous. They're going to put different variations of notion on it and scare you away from it, right? They're going to tell you that, oh, witches played in the woods and nobody's supposed to do this and da 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 da. Because that's the whole thing, is to keep on revolving everything around the idea of fear. 97% of the things that you fear do not come true. You only have a 3% chance of the things that you fear coming true into this light, into this existence. But allegedly, supposedly, different variations of this is going to take place, and you're going to see it. You're going to see it whether you want to or not. This is happening. Things are changing. Different variations of knowledge is being put back into this verse, right? They've been trying to talk about and deal with the secret of dark matter. What is dark matter? You could look at shows on HBO, His Dark Material. You could look at what they tell you, scientists, studying and stuff like that, different things like that. So when you're looking at all of this stuff, it's telling you exactly the way of this world. It's not telling you about the world that you think about, but the world that is inside of us, right? Everybody has different worlds inside of them. We are all building differently inside of us. So when someone gives you an idea of the universe that they exist in, then you better just listen. If that ain't the universe you want to exist in, I think you should probably put yourself around people that you don't mind living or transmitting different variations of, existence with, because everybody's universe inside of them is woken up, and some people deities of that universe is not good deities. I promise you that. Not everybody serves a god of creation. Some people serve a god of destruction. How else do you think that god exists? Not everybody serve, a God of love. Some people serve a God of hate. How do you think that God exists? So when you're thinking about, what God somebody is talking about, I think you better look at their actions and see what God they're reflecting, because that's the only way you can see God in somebody is by what their reflection is. So when you're looking at Jaguar, right, Wolf Coochie, all of these different personas out there, you got to look at what they're reflecting. If they're not reflecting the God that they say that they serve, then your spider senses should be tingling. A red alarm should be going off. That smoke detector in the house should keep on beeping, letting you know to change the battery or something. I don't know, but you'll figure it out along the way eventually. But I'm just here for the journey, here to point it out. I'm just an observer. I'm just a teacher. That's all. Don't be mad at me at what I'm teaching. It's just what they told me to teach. The universe said, go teach them this. That's what I'm doing. Okay. If you support it, Cash App at the bottom. We do sell crystals and stuff. Jump over in the Discord. Go check out the crystals. Ask me about the crystals. Let me know what you want. I'll put together the package. Give me your address. I'll send it to you. Blah, 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 blah. Y'all know the routine. Okay. So we sell crystals. Love is love. Namaste, I say. We do try to teach a higher level of understanding of oneself and the verse that we do exist in, right? That's a great thing to know, right? You have to watch these 72 demons of the soul of man that exist within inside of mankind. I mean, even the biblical text tells you that the devil will always appear to you in the form of a man. That's mankind in the flesh. That means it's an energy, or a Lucifer energy that lives within inside of everybody. Why do you think you always have to keep on saying, devil, get behind me? Well, unless your ass turned around, how he keep getting back in front of you? All your life you've been saying, devil, get behind me. Devil, get behind me. You better get behind me. How he keep getting in front of you? Huh? 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 Okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. We'll get there. Don't worry about it. As long as there's examples like Jaguar right on this plane of existence, we'll always have something to point us away, you know, then we could journey into the right direction. Uh, but
Since last August, during a massive magnetic force discharge, the dark matter body of the Earth has been activated to function outside of the black hole technology suppression. It has begun to generate more pranic life force that is building new light body sheaths for the Earth body. As a result, there are many changes happening as the subatomic particles of elemental matter are rearranging to support the planetary body shift into the next harmonic universe. All communication systems that connect with these levels of the planetary light body structure, such as the core manifestation body, are undergoing fluctuation, reconfiguration, and rebuilding interstellar links that reconnect Earth portals to realign into multiple star systems and celestial bodies.
Now, here's what you're thinking. You're like, what is all of this talking about light bodies, all of this stuff? Well, the same way that Earth has a field around it, the moon has a field around it, your body has a field around it. They depict it as the light body. Some call it ether. You know, there's an energy that's coming off of you. If you played football when you were younger, and you took that helmet off, you might have seen steam coming from your head. You know what I mean? If you were a baby, they told you to put the hat on a baby's head because the soft spot in the head still wasn't, the dome wasn't completely closed on the baby's head. However you want to look at it, right? So these are different variations of things of what is, always was, and always will be the thumbprint of God, right? So you can see it on your thumb, you can see it on the map, you can see it on the crown of our heads, right? But nobody will really tell you this. Nobody wants to point this out. Nobody really wants to make the connection because the manipulation that comes with the disinformation, the manipulation that comes with the ununification, the manipulation that comes with the lack of knowledge and knowing, right? That's more appeasing than actually being in the know, right? I'm one of many people that actually takes this knowledge of knowing and turn it into a funny way of bringing it to people. When we were kids, when we were in school, the teachers had ways of keeping our attention in that classroom. You know, we had different lineup of things that kept our attention in the classroom. The kids don't got that. They get a laptop put in front of them and tell them, hey, pay attention. That they losing their self in their own minds. If you ain't really trying to teach, because they not getting paid the most now. They're not getting paid to do it, right? So now we got to teach ourselves in order to teach ourselves, in order to teach the kids what it is that we want to bring the future into. But you see what they're bringing the future into: lust, greed, gluttony, all of these lower vibrations, anger. These kids got more attitude than a little bit. Nobody wants to listen to nobody, right? So now we got to teach each other and then lead by an example of that. That's what we have to do. We got to teach each other as adults now and then lead by an example of that and hope our kids take heed to that example. But as long as we letting them take examples from like Jaguar Wright, then that shit, why that mean our kids is just gonna start making up lies and spilling out shit that ain't. A butterfly is butterfly, and when that butter don't fly, that butterfly is in a cocoon state. And in that cocoon state, that's where the butterfly has its transformation. Why are you talking about butterflies, Jaguar? We ain't asking you about no damn butterflies. We asking you what happened with that 13-year-old kid that used to be in that household that you decided to put on a play date and so on and so forth. What the hell went on? We asking you about that stuff. Why is you play dating kids that's not yours or biologically or so on and so forth? We asking you about what happened with Legina Gold and why you trafficked her from Detroit all the way to to Dallas. We asking you stuff like that. We're not asking you about no butterfly spending time in no damn cocoon. Huh? This is what I'm telling y'all. You have to be careful with these entities. You just got to have more discernment. You got to pay attention to them. They're tricky little buggers. They are tricky little buggers. Um, what's going on? No, can I hear you? You said what? Divine day to you too. How was everything? Absolutely. So inside the mindset of what you're saying is if we was computer programming, then you would say like every 7 years, one would download a disk, and then that disk will be considered the memory of that persona or software engineered into you based off of the parents or what you was taught in that 7 year span. And then the next 7 year span, it will consume of whatever was made that on that disk with the other disc that was made in that other previous 7 year span. Based off of the idea of the programmer, which is thyself, because there's no other God but the God within inside oneself. So you're programming your life based off of what you perceive it to be. And that's why we have moments of deja vu, because it's a reminder of what we programmed already. Right, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That they are so whenever you're listening to someone else, they're programming you into the idea of what they're programming. Is absolutely, absolutely. So you got to be mindful of who you allow to program you. Right, right. Right. Just like the story of Christopher Robins. Christopher Robins, nobody never seen Winnie the Pooh and none of them other little characters, but Christopher Robins. Christopher Robins made up all these characters based off of different personalities of him. So when he was depressed, he was Eeyore. When he was happy, he was Tigger. When he was hungry, he was Winnie the Pooh. And when he was, you get what I'm saying? But one wouldn't really understand that because everybody looks at it and feel as though as these different story or understandings of them are outside of yourself. Whenever you put these different things outside of yourself and you don't take an inward notion of what it is that you're trying to understand, then you're losing yourself within the world instead of letting the world come to you. Right, a new heaven and then a new earth. If heaven is inside of you, you have to have a new heaven before you can see a new earth. So the only way you can change the world outside of you is to change the world inside of you. Absolutely, absolutely. Right. Absolutely. So a man think it, so shall he be. Right. And by constantly speaking it, you're changing the vibration from a wanting system to a already having system. Therefore, you're just waiting for it to come to you in the form of a material that you're forming in your mind already. Well, right, right, right. This is why I also tell people you have to be careful. Like if you're dealing with someone and you're sitting there saying that, I hope God send me somebody that understands me, right? But you're dealing with someone who you feel as though don't understand you. You got to be careful how God is going to choose to remove that person out of your life. So a lot of people are not taking into consideration the currency exchange that comes with bringing personas in and out of our life, especially if it's a lover. Unalived, unalived, unalived. TikTok sensitive, YouTube. Yep. And that's what happens. That's what happens because the multitude of the people around her seen her in that image. Therefore, their intentions was on her living the life of a widow, thus far bringing it to existence even faster. And that's what happens with the world that we live in today. This is why when people try to assassinate other people's character likenesses or images, this is very dangerous. They're smothering you out, and once a person smother you out so much to the world's view, this is how you end up non-existence. This is why P. Diddy said that you can't talk bad about him 20 years after he gone. You can't talk bad about him in his NDAs. Like shit, you can't talk bad about me until 20 years after I'm gone. What? Mm-hmm.